Welcome, wherever you're zooming in from. I'm here in the Holy Family of Ramona, having a small party with Jacqueline Quinonesi Sienkowski, our principal, Yolanda Davis-Query, our Director of Institutional Advancement, Julie Huntley, our Director of Alumni Engagement, Kelsey Davidson, who is the Manager, Creator, Coordinator, Technology Specialist, and General Mastermind of this whole event. Dominique Ruedaflores, who is our student speaker, and her mom, Sophie Ann. And last but not least, Ramona's own IT guru, John Fan. So we have our own celebration going on here. While this is in webinar mode, it's been set that you will only hear the speaker. You will not be able to speak to us as in a normal Zoom webinar, but the chat feature is on, and Julie and Yolanda will be monitoring that. Our three honorees will be speaking from their own homes, thanks to the wonders of technology. Their trophies were mailed to them in advance, and we had a practice session on Thursday, so hopefully this will all work. 6 years ago, at the time of our 125th anniversary, we decided to make La Fete, or the celebration, the theme of our annual gala. Besides not having to dream up a new idea or theme each year, we felt it reflected the reality that this is the one time the various members of our school community come together to celebrate Ramona, our history and heritage, and the people who have been part of that history and heritage, especially our present community of parents, teachers, and the wonderful young women who make up our student body. Initially, as we began planning tonight, I didn't really feel like we had much to celebrate. Everything these days seems to be overshadowed by the doom and gloom of the pandemic. But then I began to think, we can't make that the excuse for not having the best event we possibly can. So, welcome to La Fete, the celebration. Tonight we have much to celebrate. We're closer to the end than the beginning of the pandemic. We're able to gather virtually this year thanks to Zoom. We have 3 outstanding graduates whom we are proud to honor. We've received wonderful support from board members, alumni, friends, and current parents. We have many varied and great gifts for our silent auction, which you can still bid on until 9 o'clock tonight. We have wonderful raffle prizes. Again, you can keep buying tickets up until 9 o'clock tonight. And we hope to raise more support for our tuition assistance program for our current students, so please participate in Fund a Student. We're looking forward to bringing our young women back to campus on April 12th. So thank you to all who gathered for our watch party tonight. While this is better than last year when we were only able to have the silent auction and no program, we look forward to being together for a real in-person La Fete in 2022. As we begin, together we pray. Loving God, we thank you for those who are gathered here tonight and remember those who are hungry and homeless. We thank you for the gift of our health, and we remember those who are suffering physical or mental illness. We thank you for friends who support and care for us, and we remember those who have no friends, some of whom may be counting on us. We thank you for our benefactors, and we remember those young women who are denied educational opportunities. We thank you for the gift of freedom, and we remember those who are enslaved by unjust political, social, and economic systems. May recalling our many blessings continue to inspire us to service and generosity to those in need. Bless our gathering, our friends and benefactors, and may all we do tonight reflect to your honor and glory and the fulfillment of our mission here at Ramona. The 3 women we honor tonight exemplify the best of what Ramona has to offer. Each year, our alums are asked to nominate classmates or other alums whom they feel should be recognized, not only for their professional achievements, for who they are as people, as women, as Ramona graduates. They embody the values learned here and have been loyal to Ramona in various ways. Each year, we try to get a variety of ages and life experience, and this year is no different. Deborah, Delia, and Siri were supposed to be honored last year, and we appreciate their flexibility, good humor, and willingness to hang in there till we figured out how this would all work out this year. So without further comment, I would like to present our honorees. I will tell a little bit about each one, and then she will be asked to respond from her home, and then we'll go on to the next one. So the first is Deborah Taylor Lilly. Her classmates describe her as selfless, intelligent, and an amazingly talented Ramona girl. That she has been blessed with creativity and perseverance was clearly shown in the way she planned for, organized, and gathered her classmates for their 50th reunion in Pasadena 2 years ago. It was an amazing afternoon of reconnecting with classmates. Not everyone who graduates from Ramona has a clear-cut career path that she never deviates from, and this is Deborah. She has been open to possibilities. The underpinning of all her endeavors, however, varied as they are, has always been science. She earned her chemistry degree at UC Irvine and entered the workforce as a packaging supervisor for Baxter Travenol, which is a company that makes IV equipment and products for hospitals. Then she moved on to Avon Products product management, and then to Quad Chemical as an international sales manager. All this led up to her first business venture when she purchased a small perfume and cosmetic company in Laguna Beach and built the franchise, The Aloe People. Yes, chemistry is involved in making perfume. Upon selling that business, she began consulting with professional speakers, trainers, and celebrities to build their business. For 20 years, Speakers Bureau Unlimited and its affiliates flourished in the speaker bureau industry. Deborah served 2 terms as president of the International Speakers Bureau Association and received the prestigious John Palmer Award for her outstanding contributions. Then in 2002, she embarked on her next adventure. Selling the Speakers Bureau, she retired and focused on community. Recognized by the White House Points of Light for Community Service, Deborah set her sights on education. She earned her teaching credential, taught high school chemistry and physics, and then was chosen by the National Science Foundation to represent the United States at CERN in Geneva to build curriculum for tomorrow's scientists. She was selected for the QuarkNet Boot Camp, studying accelerator physics and working with scientists on research scenarios. All of this led up to her current venture as founder, board member, and tutor for the Lilly STEM Foundation, where she oversees the implementation of the foundation's strategic vision of supporting students studying science, technology, engineering, and math, as well as assisting adults and seniors to integrate technology into their daily lives. Of all these accomplishments, Deborah says, I thank Ramona Convent for the foundation they provided. I have enjoyed a lifelong pursuit of learning and continue making a contribution through cooperation and commitment. We thank you, Deborah, for your current service to young people as well as adults, making use of your lifelong passion for science and for your loyalty to Ramona. And we are proud to honor you as a distinguished alum. Deborah, take it away. Unmute yourself.
Thank you, Sister Kathleen. And I am so humbled to get such recognition. And here it is. It is just beautiful and holds a special spot on my credenza in my living room. Ramona, for me, as I'm sure for all Ramona girls, has had a positive and lasting effect on my personal, my family, and my career successes. Tonight, I think of and I thank my parents for enrolling me in Ramona and supporting me all my years there. I also want to thank my fellow students whose ideals, their kind-heartedness, and acceptance allowed me to thrive. I especially want to thank all my Ramona teachers and all the sisters of the Holy Name of Jesus and Mary who guided and educated me both through my elementary school at St. Anthony's and St. Gabriel, and then all through high school at Ramona. It's their influence that have impacted my love of sciences. I can remember Sister Dolores tearing through the classroom with her habit all rolled up and helping us with our Bunsen burners in the at that time, the brand new science building. And the critical thinking that I learned, especially from Sister Peter Bernard, all she would say is, now think, think, think. And then, of course, for my education. The teachers and sisters gave me great skills and attitude and a philosophy to live my life positively. Ramona set me on a path of lifelong learning, and today I'm continuing that pathway. For now, I'm teaching online students in the study of integrated science, particularly for young women who are in STEM. I'm also teaching forensics, anatomy, biology, chemistry, and physics. I'm pretty busy. My thanks to my family, my husband and sons, and for their support, my fellow students, all my teachers, and the sisters for allowing me this beautiful recognition. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deborah. Our next honoree is Delia Carbajal Hauser. The class of 79, as many of you have heard me say, more than perhaps any other class that has graduated from Ramona, has an email network that keeps them abreast of every single thing that is happening in the lives of their classmates, thanks to Michelle Perez. They have had two absolutely amazing reunions as they celebrated 30 and 40 years, and they gather annually when it's not a pandemic for a Christmas brunch. So it's not surprising that they all got together and united to nominate Delia for this honor. Though her entrepreneurship has led her to become one of the most successful women in the Latin entertainment market, nothing makes her prouder and happier than being a mother to her 6 children and an adoring grandmother to Charlie, Luke, and Mark. Her success in the business world as a female entrepreneur has made her a role model to all who know her. But her true success is in the woman she became when her life took an unexpected turn. Her grit, her determination, and her courage to accept and move forward to build the future her late husband had always envisioned for their family is her true success. Thanks to her grandmother, during her high school years, Delia developed a love for music from one of the most important entertainers south of the border, Vicente Fernandez. She fell in love with the beautiful ranchero traditions, became an escaramuza or horsewoman, and performed every Sunday at the Pico Rivera Sports Arena. The escaramuza chara is a Mexican sport composed of women mounted on horseback. They make their horses dance in choreographies to the rhythm of Mexican music. It was also there that Delia met a hardworking parking attendant by the name of Ralph Hauser, and her world changed forever. They married less than 2 years after their first meeting and became a team whose hard work led them to take over the Pico Rivera Sports Arena entertainment management. Delia became Ralph's Spanish teacher, and he in return taught her the basics of running a business. As any young couple, they were struggling to make ends meet when they found their first child was on the way. Wanting to help provide for the needs of the newborn, Delia came up with the idea to sell agua de horchata. She would make the drink from scratch and sell it from a booth at every rodeo. This was her first little business. Then she became a full-time mother as they welcomed 6 children into their family. Never would she imagine that destiny would force her to resume her role as a businesswoman many years later on a much larger scale. In February 2003, shortly after they had been to Ramona thinking of enrolling Brianna at Ramona, Ralph collapsed and died from a heart attack. He was at the peak of his career as one of the most successful concert promoters in the United States Latin market. Needless to say, Delia was devastated. She now had to look after the well-being of 6 children, including a 5-month-old infant. She also had to learn to manage the businesses her husband left behind, which included the popular Latin-themed nightclub, the Rumba Room, located in Universal City Walk. The need to provide the basic necessities to her children gave her the strength to move forward. She has continued to lead the Latin entertainment market, as well as the success of the legendary Pico Rivera Sports Arena. She was key in the continued successful tours of the artist her husband once managed, and was able to establish the Rumba Room as a must-visit Los Angeles landmark until it closed in 2011. A new chapter began in December 2016 when Delia opened the Rumba Room Live in Anaheim to serve not only the growing Latin community in the area, but to showcase Latin music, culture, and traditions to visitors of all ethnic backgrounds. This is really the first of many she hopes to open all over the United States, setting an example to all women who can relate to her story. In 2018, Hispanic Lifestyle recognized her as a Latina of influence. Delia, your courage and determination, as well as your faith in your God, have brought you to this moment. Attending to your business and to your growing family are both full-time jobs, which you manage with love and grace, giving the best of yourself to both. You are a role model to your children and an inspiration to all of us. You show us that when the going gets tough, the tough get going. We are proud to recognize you as a distinguished Ramona alum. She unmute herself. Unmute yourself.
Okay, you can hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you, Sister Kathleen. You just hold a very special place in all of our hearts. It's amazing the things you have accomplished at Ramona, and we are so fortunate to have you. And thank you. I really appreciate it. I am just very honored and humbled to receive this award. There are so many accomplished and successful women that deserve this award. I am sharing this award with the class of 79. I share it with all of you. You are all amazing. Michelle Perez, I want to give a shout out to you because you have managed to keep us all together, and you inform us of everything that is going on with each of us. So thank you so much. And I honestly, truly believe that if it weren't for the education that I received at Ramona, I wouldn't be where I am today. My faith is strong. My love for my family, it's taught me everything that I know today. And I'm very fortunate. And my parents, I thank them. I would thank them all the time for sending me to Ramona because it was a very big blessing. And I just want to thank you, everybody who nominated me. It really, really is an honor. I feel very humbled, and I feel like I'm a small person, and I didn't feel like I really deserved this, but thank you so much. And my friends, Carol and Blanca Michelle, thank you so much for always supporting me and my family. I love you all. Thank you. Thank you.
And our third honoree is Siri Thanasamba. Looking in the 1995 yearbook, it is clear that Siri laid a foundation for her career in high school. She involved herself and took leadership roles in a variety of activities, from being on the championship volleyball team, to the Runners Club, to student council and drama. She was an honor student, which led her to UC Berkeley for her undergraduate work, to Princeton for a master's degree in public policy, to New York University for her law degree, where she was a Root Tilden Kern Fellow and editor of the NYU Law Review. Siri's law career has been spent in organizations working for justice and equality, and I think that is what led to her nominations this evening. Currently, She is senior counsel with the Department of Fair Employment and Housing in the state of California, working to enforce anti-discrimination and anti-harassment laws in the workplace. Siri oversees systemic investigations and litigates individual as well as class action lawsuits on behalf of the agency. Prior to that, she served as a trial attorney for the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission based in San Francisco and Los Angeles, where she litigated employment discrimination cases and multiple claimant civil rights lawsuits on behalf of the federal agency. As you can imagine, she had a variety of interesting cases. One that caught my eye was the conflict between religious practice and the look demanded by a particular place of employment, or the employer's obligation to accommodate religious practice in a workplace, specifically a Muslim woman's need to wear a headscarf as part of her religious practice. Another interesting study she was involved in dealt with hiring disparities based on Arabic and Asian names on job applications. The study showed the paper screening was being done based on names and not qualifications, and those with Arab or Asian names were less likely to receive a response or an interview as a result of their application. Other justice-oriented experiences have included work at the American Civil Liberties Union, the Migration Policies Institute, and the U.S. Department of Labor. Of course, close to our Sisters of the Holy Names corporate stands, she has also worked on child trafficking and migrant registration issues for the UN International Labor Organization in Bangkok, Thailand, her birthplace. She also completed a national security education program, Boren Fellowship at the Asian Foundation in Taipei, while Taiwan was drafting new government regulations related to non-governmental organizations. Siri lives in the Bay Area and is committed to work there, where she has worked with the Impact Fund, which uses impact litigation to support social justice for marginalized communities and provides legal support for lawyers through grants, co-counsel and training events, and at the Chinese for Affirmative Action, a group of community activists and students who advocate on behalf of Chinese Americans who are systematically denied equal opportunities in many segments of society. They have pushed for such things as bilingual education programs for Chinese and Spanish-speaking students in San Francisco's public schools, for bilingual ballots, and for identifying distinct Asian Pacific Island groups in the census, rather than grouping all Asians together. Her work with the Asian immigrant women's advocates in San Francisco, Berkeley, and Oakland has helped to develop a leadership program that empowers immigrant women and youth to develop and use their leadership skills. They're provided with the resources, tools, and knowledge to be progressively and systematically more involved in organization and social justice work and more civically engaged. She was awarded a government fellowship by the American Bar Association in 2018. Siri, we are so proud of your commitment to justice and equality and for empowering the underserved. And we are proud and grateful to recognize you as a distinguished Ramona alum. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our principal, Ms. Jackie Sankowski. She has been our principal since last July in a very strange year when most of our school community has not yet been on campus, but she has definitely made an impression, made her mark, and gone out of her way to get to know the students and the parents and keep them in the loop. So I'm very proud to introduce her tonight, and then she will introduce our student speaker. Jackie.
Good evening, Ramona community. I am Jacqueline Quinonesi Sienkowski, and I am very happy to be here with Sister Kathleen and all of our friends here in the room as we welcome you to La Fete, the celebration of Ramona's excellence, past, present, and future. When I became a member of the Ramona community last July, I had the distinct pleasure of getting to know many of you on Zoom. I certainly hope that as this year progresses and as vaccinations roll out, that I will very definitely get to meet you in person very soon. So when I first came onto Ramona's campus as the new principal, I had a wonderful opportunity to spend time with your previous principal, Miss Mary Menzel. And I remember during one of our conversations, Miss Menzel said to me, I have worked with several school communities, and there is not a place around with a better group of students and families than Ramona. I remember listening to Miss Menzel and looking forward to what that might mean. I was excited to experience the community she so loves. Miss Menzel is right. I have been on this campus for 9 months now, and even in the midst of a pandemic, meeting students and families via Zoom or Google Meet, I have never been more warmly welcomed anywhere than I have here in this community by all of you. So what is it that makes our past, current, and former students, future students so incredible? Well, our young women are incredible because they are called to dedicate their lives to an improvement of not only themselves, but of their families and their communities. Our young women are called to use the voice they have to alter the course of our global society because they invest in making positive change. Our students go on from Ramona, always with Ramona in their hearts and in their spirits, and attend college or university, graduate school and/or professional school. We count among our graduates, doctors and lawyers, authors, actors, entrepreneurs, philanthropists, wives, mothers, single mothers, women of faith, women of resilience, women of confidence, women who are confident, women who do not give up. Our Ramona students come to us with a great deal of hope, joy, and even a little bit of moxie from what I've seen so far. When they leave knowing that they are charged with the challenge to rise above the challenges they may face, to give freely the grace, dignity, and love that is Ramona. Ramona students are called to continue to change this world for the better. And for all of this to happen, we must all support the educational experience that is Ramona. This year alone, we have provided over $1 million in financial assistance to incredibly capable and deserving students. This year, and probably for many years to come, as a result of the pandemic and the financial crisis that so many have faced, we are called to provide not just a place for our students to call home for life, a place to further develop faith and spirituality, confidence, joy, and humor for life, a place to build resilience, confidence, compassion for life, but a place to find a lifetime of friendship, a lifetime of support, and a top-level education for life. I know that the alumni out there will remember their time at Ramona fondly. It was a time that they developed friendships, and as part of growing their strong foundation for success that they experienced in later life, as you have witnessed by our incredible award winners tonight. I reach out to you now and ask you to think about the time in your life and to help Sister Kathleen and I continue to provide that important experience to others so that they too can experience and enjoy their own future successes. In time, the young people who you inspire through your generous support will pay it forward and generously support generations who follow them. The spirit of Ramona, started 131 years ago, will continue for hundreds of more years. And I probably won't be here for that period of time. Who knows, I might be. But I don't want you to take only my word for it. I want you to instead meet someone that I have found not only beautiful, but incredibly special. She is a current junior here, a young woman of great faith, who is compassionate and determined, a scholar athlete, and an award-winning public speaker. She is going to make Sister Kathleen and I look really bad. This young woman is not only impressive for her accomplishments, she is impressive because of the indomitable spirit that lives within her. In Ramona, she has found support, encouragement, and she apparently loves us so much that she's bringing her younger sister here next year to be a part of the freshman class. And so it is with great pleasure and a great deal of humility that I introduce to you now Dominique Ruedaflores.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. President Sister Kathleen, Principal Mrs. Sienkowski, esteemed administrators and faculty, Ramona friends and family, distinguished alumni, and wonderful sponsors. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Dominique Ruedaflores, and I'm currently a junior here at Ramona Convent. I like to think of my high school years here at Ramona as a garden full of yellow roses representing each individual student. My yellow rose was planted in the year of 2018, existing as a small seed full of anxiety and nervousness. In fact, I was that shy girl who frequently buried herself in a book. Because I attended a public elementary school, Ramona was never really in my plan. Yet that very thought completely and utterly changed after attending a half-day visit, where my eyes were opened to Ramona's astonishing collegiate campus, housing an abundance of trees, an impressive makerspace, and state-of-the-art Marie Rose Science Center. I quickly developed a strong love for the school and could just imagine myself walking amongst the halls. Thankfully, this dream institution is now my everyday reality and has been for the past 3 years, which has enabled me to develop and grow from a small, delicate little seed to a strong yellow rose, blossoming with confidence, radiating optimism, and embracing authenticity. However, I wasn't always this strong yellow rose. As I mentioned earlier, I was a timid young girl, not only because I would simply rather read, but because I had a speech impediment, causing myself to stutter or block on certain letters, specifically B, D, G, and M. Because it was difficult to speak and even say my own name, I shivered at the thought of participating in class, let alone attending a brand new school. However, Ramona, symbolizing the sunlight in a garden, has fostered a smooth transition into a new chapter of my life. The welcoming environment consisting of the affable Ramona sisters, warm-hearted faculty, and friendly teachers put me at ease. Being surrounded by the latest technology in classrooms and calming greenery throughout the campus has contributed to my academic success. Participating in cross-country, soccer, and track has allowed me to break out of my shell, creating lasting friendships and unbreakable bonds with my Ramona sisters. And because of all of this, I actually look forward to going to school every single day, which is something you don't usually hear from a junior. As you may know, junior year is the most academically rigorous year for high school students, with multiple AP courses, honors classes, and the thought of college looming ahead. Therefore, junior year is the worst rainstorm, now accompanied by this huge cloud called the coronavirus, which has forced students into distance learning. Yet Ramona has prepared us for the worst storms, fiercest winds, and unbearable heat waves. Through our rigorous course load, we have developed vital problem-solving and time management skills. Because of the emphasis on service, we have become community leaders, striving to better our community through volunteering. We are pushed past our limits academically to become the best possible version of ourselves, readily prepared for college and prepared for life. My first 3 years at Ramona have been an unbelievable experience, and I'm so extremely grateful for the role that Ramona has played in my life, truly helping me grow from this shy, timid young girl to a confident, empowered leader, from a small, delicate seed to a empowered, strong yellow rose. That yellow rose would have never grown into what it is today if it weren't for the generous scholarships at Ramona, symbolizing the water. Just as flowers cannot live without water, I wouldn't be able to attend Ramona without a scholarship. Scholarships enable us Ramona girls to attend this extraordinary institution and further our education in the foremost environment. Even during a global pandemic, the teachers, faculty, and administration are dedicated to helping us learn and succeed, constantly putting forth their greatest effort. And all of this is possible because of you and your donation to the scholarship fund that has allowed us students to academically benefit and thrive. Ramona is the sunlight of all of our lives, providing us the courage, strength, and perseverance to overcome the worst storms, the fiercest winds, and any other obstacles that come our way. Thank you.
That was awesome, Dominique. Thank you so much. And we look forward to next year when that yellow rose is going to flourish even more, and that we will be able to give you your whole bouquet of yellow roses in June of 2022. And I think she's also set a mark real high for Delina when she comes next year, although I know she's her own person with her own interests, but we look forward to having her here. So thank you so much, and thank you for the time that you spent preparing this. Thanks to all of you for joining in our celebration tonight. I would like to remind you again that the silent auction is still bidding and open until 9 o'clock tonight. You still have a chance, and every bid that you make also puts you with a raffle ticket to a special prize that Kelsey has put together of a whole basket full of gift certificates. So bid often and bid high, and you may have more chances to win that. The last I heard, the hottest item was the class ring, which 2 alums who lost their class rings are bidding against each other to get it. So we'll see how high that goes. But there are lots of other fun items on there too. You can also still purchase raffle tickets for our winner's choice. And as everything says, if you win, you can pick whichever of the prizes that you want. Those will also be available till 9 o'clock. Unfortunately, because tickets are coming in online and so on, we can't do the drawing tonight. We will draw on Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday. Kelsey tells me it'll take her till Wednesday to get it put together. So on Wednesday, we will draw for the winner of the winner's choice raffle and make that information public. If you can also still participate in Fund a Student, as both Ms. Sankowski and Dominique mentioned, we have over $1 million out in tuition assistance this year. And I know it is going to be even higher next year because we've already given about $350,000 in scholarship money to the entering freshman class. And we still have our commitments to the older 3 classes that are here. So if you don't like any of the items in the auction and you don't feel like you'll be the lucky winner, spend lavishly and give lots of money to Fund a Student, which will enable other deserving young women to continue their education here at Ramona. And actually, you can donate to the scholarship fund anytime, even after the auction closed down. You can still go on and make a donation to the scholarship fund, and it will be gratefully received. A special thank you to our faculty and staff who are here tonight, to our honorees, to Dominique and her mom. I hope you've enjoyed our evening and our presentation. And again, thank you. Next year, God willing, we will see you all in person to celebrate together. Thank you and God bless you.